too bad at all in this situation. IG, what's it going to be for them now? They do need some front line for sure, but that can come from the mid lane or it can come from one of the two side lanes. I mean, Axe is still stuck in my head, but I don't know if it's that amazing of an Axe game. The Axe Wind Ranger dual lane is certainly annoying with the Axe Elder Titan, so that's something to look out for. Other options would include something like a Centaur, but I think I like the Centaur even less than I like the Axe. What else have people been playing offlane? We've seen some Tide. That's a somewhat traditional answer to the Wisp. It's relocating in on somebody, or you're going on someone and you're worried about them getting relocated out. You can just pop the Ravage, and that should hopefully prevent too many undue things happening. But what will IG go for? Alright, they just picked the Lina now. Okay, so what? Lina mid, Mirana position 1, or could be in the off lane. They still have room to grab a 1 position hero. And LFY will go for PA. Okay. So, good at jumping in on the Lina and bursting her down. The Lina, the ET, everybody on the IG lineup so far is pretty squishy, so I can see that angle for the PA. She is going to get bursted a little bit early on because of the magical damage, but Lina does also have to transition into right-clicking later on in the game, and that's where it's not going to be quite so easy for Lina to be able to bring down the PA. So I don't mind this Phantom Assassin pick. I think it's a little bit better than some of the other PA picks that we've seen in Qualifier. And LFY, that just leaves their offlane hero. I mean, they could run Dragon Knight in the offlane if they wanted to, still pick a different matchup against the Lina. That is an option. You know, you could see something like a TA mid, maybe, against the Lina. But no, this is very 5-man, as they will grab themselves an Abaddon for the offlane. Good against the Wind Ranger, get that shield to dispel the shackles, to dispel the arrow, give your PA a little bit more survivability so she can do her thing. I even really like Abaddon and Dragon Knight together. PA as a hero, if he's not getting kited, actually do a ton in a team fight, and he doesn't really love buying BKB. I mean, you can buy it on Dragon Knight. If you can get away with not buying BKB on DK, then you can get a damage out of that a little bit earlier. Maybe you're buying something like a Bestrom. That's really gonna make your farm explode compared to having to go to a BKB. Nope. I don't know about this Bloodseeker pick from IG. Were they the team that picked Bloodseeker earlier, and that just... Let's see, who was I casting in that game? Was that IG versus LFY? I'm pretty sure that was IG versus LFY. And they, what's this? LFY versus IG. Yeah, they had the PA, they didn't really win the laning stage. Yeah. And IG has last pick Bloodseeker. I think this last pick Bloodseeker looks about as good as that last pick Bloodseeker did. Like, it's kind of annoying for PA to play against. The amount of sustain and group up that they have on this LFI side is really sweet. And if he gets hit by a Dragon Tail, I think he just straight up dies. Like, I don't think this is a game that's going to be particularly easy for Bloodseeker to play, but there is going to be a lot of harassment from the Lina, there's going to be a lot of harassment from the ET, a lot of harassment from the Wind Ranger, so... They can keep people low in the lanes, that's where the Bloodseeker could start to get pretty scary, but... Personally, not a big fan. Let's see what happens. This offlane build lane doesn't look crazy strong, but I think the Abaddon should be able to put on a decent amount of pressure. Got some compliments flying around. You're not going for the shield on his Elder Titan here. But, okay, so Dragon Knight doesn't really need that much help in mid lane. 30 seconds. RIG just gonna, I don't think they're gonna leave both of their supports up there. Somebody is definitely gonna head down there and help out the Bloodseeker at least a little bit. I don't know if LFY can sure about lane all that much. They don't have that much burst, they don't have that many ways to stop him from getting PS, so... Should just be able to spam out the blood right, and spam out the blood rage and be just fine. And alright, looks like it's gonna be 2 bounty runes apiece, no big surprise there. We'll check in on the block a little bit, but... Boca already looking to come in here and lay down some harassment. Yao and Monet just gonna have to go and sit under their tower. And okay, it is gonna be Boca heading down towards bottom, so... ET plus Mirana. And the Wind Ranger plus the Bloodseeker. Throw a couple of Blood Rages on the Wind Ranger. Check out some very high damage power shots, but LFY do have a ton of sustain here. So, not going to be that easy. I wonder if we'll see Abaddon get a relatively early point in the coil. Pretty value when you've got the extra healing from the Wisp. Alright, as was to be expected, the Boca just killing up the Wind Run, getting in there with the auto attacks. Super Ray dropping kind of low at mid. So, tanking a few autos from XXS and doesn't have the point in the Dragon's Blood just yet. Down at bottom. And aggressive. I mean, doesn't have thirst, so he's not really benefiting from all this harassment and the other things, but he's gonna have it soon, and that's when things are gonna get a little bit more scary. Of course, this dual lane also does get stronger for LFY. Pretty big harassment on this Mirana. The cascade is bouncing back to her, so we have to munch down on some tangos to deal with it. How's the mid lane CS going? XXS playing pretty aggressively, taking quite a lot of creep damage it looks like, but doing a little bit better. And aggressive does now have the thirst, so getting plenty of damage going and come forward with the auto attacks. So they're just going on a bad and Shackle slows him down a little bit. Afu though, able to keep him healed up and always has the fire in his back pocket just in case. But yeah, they're not really pressuring this Bloodseeker's farm at all. Still not sure about this as a Bloodseeker game overall, but Focus is doing an amazing job of not aggroing the tower here. After taking a ton of auto attacks, and oh, that Boca finds himself an arcane rune. What a nuisance. Oh, they are running it aggressive. As mentioned, can't really lock him down, can't really kill him. Super gonna tank some auto attacks here. But Boca hoping to snipe his courier or something. It is not on the way. Super is not ferrying anything just yet, and it seems like they might know that the Wind Ranger is back there. Given that he's not at bottom lane right now, harass us even more. That's the thing about this dual lane meta. It's really obvious when one of the heroes is missing, but oh, Boca shows for a second. Yeah, looks like he's just gonna back off. Maybe pop a Wind Rune to get the bottom lane a little bit faster. Pretty inexpensive with that arcane rune, but alright, at least in Flame now grabbing a little bit more CS. Definitely want to see him grab the stick. Pretty nice against the Bloodseeker. You're getting free charges with the Blood Rage. Well, not free, but they're not costing you any damage. Dragon Knight not doing great, but that's kind of to be expected. Monet farming okay up top. Actually doing a little bit better than SRF on the whole. And Hugh, well, having to hang back because he's popped his clarity, so not really able to play too aggressively. Oh, Afu, a little bit of a dive here from aggressive. He's getting faster, but do have the Abaddon there to bail him out, and he's got one charges and a Fairy Fire, so I think that would be a little bit of an ill-fated dive if they went for it. Super, what's he going for? He's just picked up a Bracer so far, tanking up a little bit, trying to dodge these Dragon Slaves as best he can, but not really too much he can do. Shackle on the Wisp, but it's immediately dispelled, and Baboka actually gonna cop a couple of auto attacks. Fire chasing in here, aggressive, taking some damage, down below half HP, still chasing, need those slows. But Baboka does manage to peel them off a little bit with just the Orb of Venom. But they are winning the sustain battle down here. They've used pretty much all the region that they have other than the south, but worked out pretty nice, so they're going to go on aggressive again. The two-man shackle catches Baboka, finds the angle. If they keep Afu alive, they will manage to for now. Inflame going to keep on going onto Afu. He's got Sal for the Wisp. They're going to run over to the trees and pop that up on him. So at the very least, he's not revealed by the Thirst. But aggressive heals right back up to full. Afu comes flying in. Baboka's not interested in this. He just wants the bounty runes. But that could be trouble. Aggressive dropping kind of low. Needs CS to keep on healing up. He does it. XXS finds a solo kill at mid. But we'll keep our eyes over it here. That kill is actually giving Aggressive the little bit of extra move speed that he needs to get away at bottom. Gonna thank his lucky stars. They need to keep the vision on him. Photic shield pop. There you go. He's got the blood right down along with the shrine. Inflame's still chasing. Baboka, no wind run for a couple of seconds. 1 second. He's gonna have it back up now. His Aphotic shields are not going to be able to find the key, or maybe they will. They dive under the tower, and Inflame does find it. How did Super die? Well, I guess we'll never know. Oh, looks like he got Laguna bladed. That was definitely part of it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So Abaddon going to pick up some phase in a little bit. Afu with a 1-2-1 build, pretty standard. Monet going to be going for phase boots this game, which might suggest that he is not going to be going for Battle Fury, but just be his preference. And now they've actually managed to catch a sleep into an arrow, but Monet's a little bit too tanky. They might actually find this turnaround onto SR, forced to jump himself away. Should pop those wand charges sooner rather than later so that this Maledict doesn't tick too much. Yellow. Alright, he knew he wasn't dying. Does get the full heal pretty much off the shrine. Okay, so save those wand charges. Inflame needs to just get the courier so he can get those boots delivered. Super still just being left to his own devices a bit. He is getting kind of stomped by the Lina, but it is what's going to happen when you pick Dragon Knight as early as they did. He's going to have to deal with a not so fun matchup. And in fact, Aggressive has actually just kind of ditched bottom lane, picks up some treads, and heads into the jungle. Once he gets to level 6, let's see him make another rotation down towards bottom here. LFY. You mentioned get a side pull, so denying a little bit of experience, making this, leaving the Wind Ranger down here a little bit less favorable. Abaddon needs to be careful. He's got the shield, purges off the Blood Rage, but they've also got the Elder Titan down here. Shackle's going to connect, and looks like there's just no way for the Wisp to save the Abaddon. He's going to have to back himself up. And IG getting off to a little bit of a lead here. Mirana not really finding very much in the off lane, but I'm not too far behind the Dragon Knight, so I can't really complain. And alright. Flame gonna be bringing some obs down to bottom. And hopefully a bottle refill. Yep, alright, nice. But IG are building up a little bit of an advantage. They're gonna clear this neutral stack now. Baboka finds yet another Arcane Rune. They're running in onto Aggressive. He's just going to be going for the TP out though, and he's A-okay. No stuns in this lane. Harassing his farm a little bit. He could choose to run up top, grab the level 6 off the wave, and find a Rupture kill on the PA. Could be an option. Mid. On the run, he's actually already used the Wind Run. He might just be dead here. If Super can get off another Breathe Fire. Nice stomp once again. Baboka ticking out though, and that poison attack will be enough to kill him. XXS, or the Corrosive Breath. Yeah, finds the kill on the Wisp. Now chasing further, he's pretty fast, he's got the Arcane, so he has max stacks, tries to catch the stun on the Abaddon, doesn't manage to do it, but I think he's still hungry for this kill. There are 18 wand charges on Abaddon though, so it needs to be cautious about that, and Wisp is now back into the fray, ready to heal him up. Lina doing very well in terms of net worth. Monet is just going to be going for... Okay, so we just decided for treads at the end of the day here, and is also queuing up the hood. So I like the hood more this game than I liked it the other game. Not really. I guess it's I think it's a little bit better this game than it was in the other game that he got it, but I don't even feel like it really ended up doing much for him, to be honest. If he wants to sustain the jungle, I think he can just fire him. Abaddon, not level 6 yet. Going to get ruptured. Wisp doing his best to save him, but do they actually have enough healing here? Looks like they might. Yao arriving on the scene is going to be the rotation that they need. And Monet also TPing down here with a dagger crit. The Slay Baboka. Evening up the kill score 3-3. Super still just be chilling and farming over at mid. He's going to try and steal some of his blood. They haven't actually had the Lina there for a little bit. XXS just heading back to the fountain. Interestingly enough, goes for the Staff of Wizardry over the Void Stone. So a little bit more aggressive of a build, I suppose, compared to Void Stone, which is a little bit farmier. Like, I think if you're just going to farm the entire Yules before you do something, then you get the Void Stone, but if you are going to try and make some plays and actually get a couple of kills, then maybe the Staff of Wizardry is a little bit better. He's also going to have the Void Stone in a second if he wants it, so not a huge deal. Aggressive still kind of struggling to find a home in this game, but he's not too far behind in terms of the net worth. Rupture up on the Abaddon, but he has his ultimate. Skills a little bit early, perhaps. Could have waited a bit longer, but alright. Just going to use the Rupture to heal himself all the way back to full. The Witch Doctor in a little bit of trouble, but that's what the immediate shield is there for. This Abaddon pick starting to show its value. And SRF forced to use 2 leaps just to get away. Aggressive tanks 1 more Maledict tick. If he gets hit with this Spirit, that might be enough of a slow for them to close the gap. No, can't quite do it. Q is the one that they've got their, well, they set their sights on, but no kill to be found there. And Monet knows that somebody is down here because of the blur. So shouldn't be caught out by Baboka. XXS is still a very high level, but Super is not too far behind. This is the nice thing about Dragon Knight. They like first phased him. He died once, but whatever. He's still doing pretty well. Sure, the Lina has had a really easy lane, but Dragon Knight hasn't needed any help. You know, nobody's really had to rotate for him. He's getting some damage on this tier 1 tower, just very consistent. Though, it looks like he might get punished a little bit here. There's the stun. They even bought with the Laguna Blade for this. Yeah, XXS wants that last hit. Aggressive TPing in. Not sure if he was really needed for that kill, but wanted to feel involved. I think maybe the Blood Rage helped a little bit. Did he even cast it? I think he just had it casted himself. Alright. Oh, Monet, that Hood regen helping him out a little bit here. He starts working his way towards the Deso. You know, with the Yules, just gonna be going straight BKB. No Shadow Blade this game, interestingly enough. The one scary thing about going for Shadow Blade pickoffs is the potential for Wisp turnarounds, so I suppose I understand the BKB from that perspective, though I don't know what the BKB is really going to be saving you from. It doesn't protect you from PA. If Dragon Knight gets a blink, you're relying on your reaction times to be able to get the BKB off. Ooh, XXS getting caught. So down does manage to get the Yule off. Now they got the relocate gank also coming in. Super arrives, but they won't be able to get any lockdown. XXS way too fast, and he even has a regenerate, so he's going to be okay, and that is going to be an unsuccessful first relocate. Not going too far. With the stump, Monet with a nice little sidestep. Baboka being aggressively Super thinking about going on it. The Baboka's going to help out a little, but they do have good burst damage, and that Death Ward doesn't care. Yao finds the kill. Super has been ruptured. He's going to try and run out. They've got the sustain. The Wisp Tether coming up soon, and they're going to jump in onto the XXS. In fact, Phantom Assassin tanking through everything. That Hood, I shouldn't have doubted. It does some work for him there, along with the overcharge damage reduction, and LFY are just way too sustainable. IG can't engage into them, and this is the problem that I think the Bloodseeker is going to have this entire game. Yep, and just keep super duper healed. SRF can't really do anything from the background. He can lob a random arrow if he wants to, but there's always going to be a shield from the event to get rid of it. So, even without any big kills, I mean, they did get the Wind Ranger, LFY, muscle down that tier 1 tower. Would have been nice if IG had just found a trade elsewhere, but they're also not very good at pushing buildings. That's the other thing about this Bloodseeker pick that really let them down in their earlier game against LFY, which is that they weren't really able to force objectives very hard. Yeah, coming down here. Very defensive. Well, like, not a very defensive ward, but Not the most aggressive place to put it. Didn't come all the way around here and try and get vision behind the tower. Ooh, they are converging at bottom. XSS and Q with the wraparound. Yeah, will gladly die if Monet is able to juke out of this and survive, but they don't want to let him go. Yeah, actually with the paralyzing cast helping out a little bit, but Monet's long dead. Inflame running in, he's going to get his ultimate pop pretty quickly. We'll be able to heal up a little bit off the rupture. He needs to just keep on running. And XSS does so much damage here. Afu going to try and locate him out, but he gets slept. Unable to time it perfectly, and IG giving as good as they were getting. We'll find 3 very quick kills down at bottom. Aggressive, not going to be going for the Blade Mail build, interestingly, this game. We'll be rushing his way towards the Shadow Blade. I guess going to let him hopefully get into the back lines and find the 2 support kills, which is one of the big things that I was saying that they needed to do against the Wisp lineup. And what is this Abaddon going for? So he is also going for a hood. Has just picked up the medallion so far. Once they got the Deso and the medallion, pretty easy Roshan from that point, but still have this Lina to worry about. And Lina deciding against the BKB in the end. Yeah, I don't think the BKB is very useful here. Is going to be going back for a Bloodstone or not. Now deciding on a Hurricane Pike. I'm so glad that they added seeing players quick buys. It's actually by far one of the more useful, or one of the more enlightening things that I think they've added to the game as an observer.
An easy shot.
That's fair enough. Maelstrom, Silver Edge. I mean, it is a good Silver Edge game, but they need multiples. I think they can just get one on the Bloodseeker and be happy with it. Maybe just get an MKB on the Murano. And this time around, we're not going to be seeing the Dragon Lance on the Murano, which we have seen in the last couple of games. Oh. Alright, that's Windrun on cooldown, but not for very long. And this is a pretty treacherous dive to be going for. Alright, yeah, XXS. Let's just have his Force Staff. They're heading down bot. Dire Scan is going to reveal all of this, but are they fast enough on their retreat? They're actually just going to bring everybody down here and try and take the fight anyway. Aggressive is showing on mid, pushing things out. Doesn't have any mana left, unfortunately for him, but they do have the D push coming in from IG. Baboka spamming out the power shot. Monet needing to be careful. They've got the save, they've got the shield. XXS getting run at, but look at this sleep into the Earth Splitter. They've got Q running forward. He punches down Afu. They're trying to control XXS. He retreats into the trees. He pops the regen rune. He's actually healing back up. They still haven't managed to dispel it. Q gets off yet another stomp. They've lost the 2 supports. Aggressive is moving pretty fast. They now lose Monet's PA. Super does just manage to blink over the top of this, but XXS isn't even low. They're now going to lose the Abaddon, and this is just going to end up being a 5-for-1, it looks like. Yules on the DK. Huge plays from Q. See, you saw the enemy team calling him Q God, or God Q at the beginning of the game, and that fight shows exactly why. Look at that. He did so much work. He kept the Lina alive. She was able to get the regen rune out. And now they find a follow-up. And immediately, out of nowhere, they have an 8k gold lead. Alright. Well, I doubt it. I still doubt the Bloodseeker, but there's no room for doubting XXS's Lina or Q's Elder Titan, as it turns out. So, they need this Deso up on the PA. Once they get Deso and the 4 Armor Corruption talent, that's going to help things out quite a bit, but the 5-man has not been going the way that LFY would have hoped. They really just want to blink on top of the Lina, kill her outright, and then take the fight, no resistance. And what are we going for here? Abaddon pushing out top. Oh, not going to get arrowed. Does still have his ultimate, so. Bard time ready. You can see LFY already. I think they were scheming to. They wanted this tier 1 tower. They wanted to open up the jungle a little bit. Yeah, I've got some wards. Probably plant another couple down. Oh, XSS. Can they kill him? The little key coming in. Paralyzed cast follow. Alright, they're going to bring all 4 heroes just to make sure that they get this kill. Yao is the one who gets the last hit in the end, so he's going to line his pockets pretty quickly. Unfortunately for him, this Observer Ward is going to get revealed, but if they can keep it alive for 39 seconds... it will actually. Okay, he's gonna hard commit. He puts down the sentry.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Pray that they didn't
Dire's
notice.
structures are
I
fortified.
somehow doubt that escaped Q's, yeah, I don't think that escaped Q, so he's gonna come in here and deal with it pretty quickly. He's being careful though, he doesn't know where anybody is, so could be a little bit of a bit. And yeah, there you go. The ward is instantly good. Could have saved yourself 100 gold, you know. I think they got a few seconds out of it, second division out of it. So tier 1 dives top. Super with the dragon form is going to be able to get the spot at tier 1 as well, it looks like. So they didn't take a little bit of the dent in that net worth advantage. Aggressive. Alright, looks like he's not really that keen to fight until he picks up his BKB. Baboka. How does Baboka have 2.7k gold? Where did this all come from? What is he working on? I mean, he only has Ogre Axe queued up. Is he also going BKB? Is he going Meteor Hammer? Going Dragon Lance? Sponge? Q, alright. Can't quite reach with the stomp there, so Quick Yow's gonna be okay. He might even tank this arrow, but oof. I think even if that arrow had caught, I don't know if he would have gone down. Theref still has his mind made up about this Silver Edge. We'll see if the next couple of fights change his mind at all. Everyone kind of just farming for now. Monet does queue up the baby. The one thing I will say about this hood this time around is that they've actually fought with it quite a lot more, so I think they've gotten some value out. Arrow not gonna land on anybody. Super just with the blink and then the immediate TP out. Yao. I don't think he's gonna be quite so lucky. ET Spirit just hitting right on top of him, and SRF will give him the difference. But they know that most heroes are down bottom, so Inflame's gonna be able to put pressure up top. And if IG actually go for this tier 2, then I would imagine that LFY might even just run over into the Roshan pit. Not too far away from the Solar Crest on the Abaddon. They're gonna use him up. Exx's Blood Rage needs to be careful. He gets the Laguna Blade out. Can actually get the heal off here. They're trying to keep Monet alive with the Wisp. He still gets dragged into the splitter. Exx is one hit. He finally gets brought down. They have lost 2 already. And Abaddon without an ultimate. Super waiting inside the pit to try and help him out. Thinking about actually going for something. Who's he go for? Catches onto the Elder Titan, canceling the stop. Nicely done. They get the Rupture onto Super, but he's still pretty tanky, and I don't know how much damage Aggressive can really do. Abaddon also helping out. Shackle's not going to land. Super's getting worked, but Inflame helping to keep him alive, and the Bloodseeker actually dropping kind of low. But it did decide to go for a Yule Scepter at the end of the day. And Aggressive just hiding instead of the Shadow Blade, waiting to see if he can maybe grab Blasted somewhere in here. Arrow flying through, it's not going to land on anything, and Baboka will just be left to the wolves. Aggressive unable to stand his ground and fight. So overall ends up being a 3 for 3, but that is going to favor LFY by the numbers. They managed to bring down the Lina. Phantom Assassin going to get a little bit closer to the BKB as a result, though not really profiting that much. The big winner from that fight, definitely the Abaddon. Going to have that completed Solar Crest now. The top 3 net worth spots still being held by the IG side. But they have still managed to erode this net worth lead just a little bit more on LFY with these last couple of fights. And Inflame looking like he's just going to be going for a Vlad's now. 2 pretty big right-click heroes on his team, so I think it makes a lot of sense to build he's going for. Amp up that physical damage. I don't know if there's anything really all that great that he can buy survivability-wise this game. Like, should he finish the full pipe? Maybe, but the Vlad's is still quite value. I don't think a Crimson Guard would be that amazing. I guess the one other thing about the break from the one thing that I didn't mention about the Silver Edge break is that it is going to help them against the Abaddon potentially as well. If they can silence him with the Bloodright and then they break him, and his Borrowed Time passive can't proc, and they can't actually kill him without it ever going off. So I guess that's one more reason to go for the Silver Edge this game, but I still don't know if they need 2. I think 1 on Aggressive is going to be sufficient.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We shall see. Success as the Hurricane Pike, now going to be going for Lincoln Sphere here, just itemizing all in about getting the PA away from him, because that is exactly the problem that he faces this game. LFY, I think this is a very targeted counter pick. In a lot of ways to the Lina. Nope. Dragon Tail on the Bloodseeker. bursting down. Stun comes through. Moe's got a double damage. He's still pretty tanky. Can they get a shield up? No. Assault onto the Abaddon, but Phantom Assassin's still okay. She's ruptured, but not dead yet. And Aggressive is just getting chased down. They're going to relocate forward, bringing Monet into the fight. Nice stun from XXS, buys the space, but Aggressive is just way too low to continue fighting. LFY playing together, standing together as 5. A couple of them are going to get stomped up. That's going to set up for Blood Rush, but not onto the most useful targets. Looks like Yao is going to lose his life, and Super actually left a little bit out away from his team, but they've got the sustain. They get the shield. They've got the heals from the Wisp. Then now they don't have anybody for Monet. He gets controlled by the Yules and brought down. LFY. The tank is empty now. Nice shackle also, and catching the Wisp. Abaddon able to pop the bar time and keep on running, but I don't think there's any escape here. XXS forced that forward, Laguna and a couple of auto attacks. That is Q. Q secures it, and LFY unable to burst down the Lina this time around, and XXS is going to punish them really hard for that. I mean, look at this. Bloodseeker didn't even really do that much. He cast 2 Blood Rights, but still. If they can get on this Lina, I don't know if they can really win a fight. Super almost has BKB. Unfortunately for the PA, BKB can get delayed a little bit, and ID wastes no time. They know that LFY also have an amazing rush on lineup. They're going to head straight into the pit, and XXS having a stellar game on the Lina now has an Aegis ready. And he's also going to be going MKB before too long. I mean, he's not even that far away from this thing. He's already got the full Demon Edge if he wants it. So just another 1900 or so to finish the MKB. And that's where life is going to get pretty darn difficult for this PA if it wasn't hard enough already. It's really going to negate of the effectiveness of his BKB. This level 15 plus BKB timing is supposed to be huge, but it could just end up happening that he just gets right-clicked to death anyway, even through the BKB, which is a pretty scary thought.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Boboka, man, 4-4-4-0 build this game. I feel like we've seen so many Wind Rangers finding solo kills on enemy supports with their focus fire, but Boboka completely in on the regular abilities. Oh. Alright, drives him all the way back. I mean, he's distracting him. He's getting some more free hits out of this siege creep. I feel like Boboka is accomplishing what he wanted here. Just being a pain. If they invest too much to kill him, that's when Lina and the Bloodseeker can just completely take over. And he's kind of keeping them up here. Inflame running forward needs a Laguna Blade. I don't think he's really too worried about that. Alright, now they're going to pop forward time. That's a little bit of trouble. They've got the DK, BKB. They need to try and save this Eldritch. It looks like he might be brought down. The Ruptures on the Dragon Knight. They're sending the Earth Splitter down the north corridor, and it is going to do some decent damage. There's a Shrine waiting over here. The Aggressive is going to come running in. Monet still just lobbing daggers from a distance. They can't commit, get XXS. He's just doing so much damage. They're trying to keep their Dragon Knight alive. I'm going to relocate him a little bit further back, but that's all the way back to the fountain. And that means that everybody else is just left fend for themselves. Abaddon doesn't have the borrowed time anymore. Does not quite get stunned as Monet tries to re-engage onto Boboka, but nothing that he can really do. Aggressive, I think, is the better target to try and focus. It's actually a little bit tanky. We've gotten split up from their Lina, and she doesn't have any mana left. XXS can't do anything else. He's got the Aegis, but he can't actually fight it. Now Super continues the chase. They're going to catch Boboka. Another nice stomp from Q buys a few seconds, but Super dodges it. And IG, despite having the Aegis on the Lina and feeling like they have far and away the strongest hero on the map on their team, they're going to lose that fight. Now LFY are going to be able to come in here for a push.
Radiant's middle tower is
To get this tower, going to be very close to the BKB on the PA. And Bloodseeker almost has the silver edge. Success finds Yao. Yao is very dead. See you, buddy.
Held your feet to the fire.
And Boboka getting tipped. Yeah, he baited that fight as if his team could win it, but it did not work out the way. And also bought back. Try and re-engage, so he lost a lot there. Oh, LFY need to be careful not to set up too much. Reload still on cooldown. Super does have BKB. Success with the double damage if he lands the stun. They've got so much. There is a shield. Super kept alive. Pops BKB, gets through the stun. This is bad, showing its value time and time again in these fights, as LFY will be able to disengage. They do have level 19 now on Super, so he's got that Elder Dragon form maxed out. But with no BKB, They do need to wait around for a little bit, though. I think they were planning on waiting anyway with the BKB just around the corner. And waiting out the Aegis, ideally. SRF did decide to go for the Mjolnir again, so not completing the Silver Edge plan. And now about 600 gold to go on this Silver Edge for aggressive. I don't know if the Silver Edge is really a game changer, though. Like, LFY do have a lot of sustain and a lot of bonus armor, so even if they break the PA passive or the Dragon Knight's passive, I think it might even be more useful for just killing off the Abaddon without his ultimate getting popped. But that takes some other conditions, so yeah, not quite so easy. LFY are hunting. BKB back off cooldown soon. Inflame is leading, which is not necessarily the best hero to have in front, but he's at least scouting for the team. And this is not a bad place for IG fight. There is a shrine right here. That's gonna get Dragon Tail, though. He's got the Aegis. He's gonna be brought down the one time. Can they get him the second? That's the question. XXS able to force staff himself a little bit further away, but Super's waiting with yet another Dragon Tail. One more auto attack's gonna do it. They've lost XXS. He's down for 70, and with that, I don't think IG can win. Left wants to send an opportunity. Monet gets relocated in, super low, but not dead just yet. Windrunner trying to finish him off. They will lose the Wisp at the end of the day, but Miranda is trapped in the trees. He's blood-raged and just annihilated. Q's the only one left alive. Wait, actually, Aggressive is still around, but he's not even able to commit into this fight. They finally find Q. They're gonna right-click him down. He bought a Veil for some reason. Why?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't really get it. I think a Force Staff or a Yules or even an Athos would be a little more valuable. They already have damage. The one thing that their lineup has is damage. They just need ways to save this Lina from getting jumped, which is not what this MKB is doing at the moment. I don't think BKB on Lina would really be helping him in this situation. It might have been okay with the Aegis. He could have popped BKB right as he pops back up, but well, I guess pushing that bottom. He's pretty fast. I guess he'll be okay.
Dire's bottom tower
That worth lead getting worked away at even further. Super, despite a little bit of a slow starting, Lina is now actually the #1 net worth hero on the map. Didn't go for the 150 GPM, did offer the bonus armor and regen, so even more difficult to bring down, and he almost has he has a completed AC. All of these auras from LF, I feel like they're just doing so much work, and oh my god, Inflame almost has an Aghanim Scepter, so he's impossible to burst, and he's about to make the rest of his team also impossible to burst. Like, if he's standing anywhere near the Wisp, I don't think the Wisp is dying. Anyone that's near the Wisp and the Abaddon has pretty much no chance of dying. This is very scary if you're IG. Roshan still down for at least another minute. Poor Yao, he's really got nothing. And Afu, I mean, just rushing the mech. They have all of these teamfight items. I don't think they don't have a pipe just yet. No, it's still just the hood, but they got flats, they got AC, they've got mech. Everything that they could want to help keep this PA alive and right-clicking through the fights. And Bonet even has a double damage build for now. I'm really starting to wonder about this Bloodseeker pick. I don't feel like it's working the way that IG are expecting it to. In other words, threatening Super, he's jumping in, manages to find Q to see the damage to kill him. He gets shields, he does have a PKP once he pops down, uses it now, he's also being ruptured. His team is coming in to help him. Monet pops a double damage. Who's going to go on? He's still waiting for his target. He looked towards XSS, but we're just going to relocate back Super. They get the shackle onto the Abaddon, but that doesn't really matter that much, as LFY has successfully disengaged against the rupture. They've lost nobody, and now they should just be able to keep on going. Why not? Still have some Dragon Form left, still have some double damage left. Mirana is just going to go and push out the middle lane. Has decided to and go for another Silver Edge. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's a good Silver Edge game, but is Silver Edge There's valuable passives to break, but are they valuable enough to not just go more damage? Or like get something that can help you assassinate the Wisp. Maybe that's Shadowblade, but the Invis portion is not doing anything for you really. And LFY take an absurdly fast Roshan. Gonna pick up the Aegis on their PA. They've now got a cheese on the Dragon Knight, so he's looking even more difficult to kill. SRF with Invis on Invis on Invis. Doesn't need to be a little bit careful. This Wisp does have a dust. You want the solo kill, but you can't risk getting Blink Dragon held or anything like that, so. And the pressure that this Wisp is applying on the map, it's making it a little more difficult for IG to push out lane. XXS is actually just going to go full damage build as a Daedalus queued up next. And finding that there isn't a single defensive item that's really going to save him. Oh, SRF does get that solo kill up top. Yeah, well there you go, I guess the Shadowblade worked out. Yeah. Is there any defensive item that would really save him? He could buy a disc and a blink. And then disc pops, he heals himself, he blinks away, but... And now he's still decided that he wants the Shivas. What are they looking for here? Moonlight Chat getting popped. They're looking towards the Abaddon, but he's always got that ultimate. They break him, but it doesn't really matter. The PA is a long way away, but we'll be able to TP the Shrine eventually. No, Monet's still just running. There's another double damage. Oop, Monet spots it. He wants it. And LFY don't really lose anything. They pop the Elder Dragon form. And Baboka is hunting over here, but doesn't know the whereabouts of the PA. Oh. Bash! Oh, and Monet slays him. I had to try for it. Rely on that bash RNG. I mean, if the dagger had crit, it may have just one-shot him anyway. It does have DD. Alright. LFY march towards mid. Looks like it wasn't a wasted Elder Dragon form after all. 2-3 gonna start taking some damage, and they take this so quickly with all of the combined auras. What's gonna be used? XXS. Alright, they've landed an arrow on the super, but the shield is always there from the Abaddon to help out. They are so reliant on this lockdown, but it's not at all reliable against the Dispel, and LFY can tend to just take the tier 3 and back themselves out. Oppo's gonna be the one ruptured. They look to focus him down. Won't be able to save him, unfortunately. I think even if the Abaddon had run forward and popped Bard time, probably wouldn't have been enough, so okay. They get a little constellation kill on the way out, but still not really that much of a problem. Abaddon's going to be going for Octarine Core. And he's already at the 20% cooldown reduction, so... yeah, we're going to have some obscenely low cooldowns once that's picked up. Dragon Knight's just going for a Scotty. More bulk. Harder he's going to be to bring down, and the more value that he's getting out of all of this bonus armor and bonus heals and the overcharge from the Wisp. And as we've seen, I think they have plenty of damage. IG are coming over here, but they need to be careful about fighting near the Shrine. Can they actually burst the Abaddon? They stun him up, but he can still press his ultimate. Have to silence him to prevent being cast. Windbreaker's going to get focused down. Monet hasn't been forced to use his BKB just yet because he's still got the Aegis. They're looking at the blitzes. He gets over to the trees. They're going to try and focus down Yao again, but the shield is there from Inflame. The Spartan pick doing so much work. Running interference with the front lines as well. They will get the stomp out. They're trying to focus on the super. His speed's broken, but he just walks away from it. Now Inflame should be able to run in. They pop the cheese. Super just mans up. XXS is dead. Aggressive is dead. And Q is looking like he'll be next. Baboka escaping all the way up here on the top left of your screens, but Q, can he find a little hidey hole to DP out? Oh, it just barely makes it. But alright. IG lose that fight pretty badly. They also bought back again on Baboka, so he will get pipped again on Baboka. And LFY with 2 big cores dead, they're going to probe for these buybacks, and they're going to figure out very quickly that they do not have them. When they're coming over, still have the Aegis for another 45 seconds. No reason not to jump up aggressively onto the high ground like this. I mean, they shackle the Dragon Knight, but can't really do anything about him. Rana split pushing her heart out, but actually, what's the TP status on these? These guys don't have TP. There is a relocate, but oh, what are they going to do here? They have to stop this. They can't just let him take this for free. All right. SRF is still here.
Radiant's middle barracks
Nobody's
are
going
under
back.
attack.
Who's got TP? Somebody stop this. Don't let him take the tier 3. Alright, Dragonite TPing back. Anyone else gonna get caught? Nope. So they take the tier 3. They get the melee barracks at mid. Age is gonna be reclaimed in just 2 seconds time. Well, okay, that felt a little bit longer than 2 seconds, but there you go. PA gonna go MKB next. Bloodseeker also going MKB. Like, I don't know, what's the point of buying all these silver edges if... I suppose they're not necessarily just for the PA, but we haven't seen one to get a Baden, and a Dragonite has too much armor to care, so...
Every coin helps.
I don't know. But even going for the triple stifling dagger, why not? He's already got the lifesteal. He's got plenty of heals. I don't think he needs too much more. They've struggled to kill him in these last couple of fights. Oh, Monet's hunting for it. Here comes up onto the high ground. Do they even need to abyssal light him? Yeah, sure. Just make sure. One last crit. Gets completely annihilated, and now they will go and grab this top 2-2 tower.
Radiant's top tower
Without really that much contest, I hear just relying on split push now. XXX can actually take this tier 3 pretty quickly. Unfortunately, he's split pushing a different lane from the one Murano was in earlier, so... Alright, Super TP's back. They can relocate to come and get him if they really need to. I would Dragon Tail this dude. Oh well. Big success with the Shiva's card. People keep buying this on. I don't know if this is going to give him enough survivability to deal with getting right clicked by the Dragonite and the PA, but might buy him with a couple of seconds. We'll see. Oh. Aggressive's coming out. Alright, they've seen one another. They know that the PA is here. They're trying to bait the Bloodseeker a little bit. Do they have detection? Yao's got a drum, but it does. He pops out the whole sentry back. Detection of the winner once again. That is a dead Boca. Going down once again, aggressive. No TP. He's in the trees. He might be scouted here by Awful in a second. They see him. They get the dagger. Drops the beacon and just has to try and run for it, but I think he's going to be put down. They don't even need a single bat. They're going to get one. Dominating streak for him down at bottom. It is XS getting jumped on top of and just right clicked into oblivion. Can't go anywhere against the Elder Dragon from Scotty. And SRF back during the top tier 3. On the melee barracks. He hits pretty hard. He's got this arcane rune. Okay. It's going to open up the opportunity to go and grab the shrines, but so long as LFY keep the lanes pushed out, I don't think it's going to mean too much more than that. Seems like IG do really want this number 3 seed. I don't know if it really matters that much for them. Again, the stakes of this match are not super high with these two teams. Are going to be playing in the playoffs tomorrow no matter what, but still some pretty entertaining Dota. And you get to hear me out Bloodseeker for 42 minutes. Super not a flashy player, but has had some pretty solid performances this tournament. Not bad. Alright, he's broken. Murano is gonna have to get broken in half. Pops the BKB at the last second, but it's only to retreat back towards the fountain. Super and Mono are just gonna focus on the buildings. The two big cores are both dead. Why do anything else? Are they even thinking about going tier 4s? I mean, I guess it's a little bit of a long rotation all the way down to bot. They can kind of do whatever they want. They could go take the shrine, they could go for a Roche. I don't think IG have any way to really win a team fight at the stage. Monet with both a Nullifier and an Abyssal Blade. Anybody that he finds is just absolutely dead. They've already lost the win. Just super stepping forward. He gets the Dragon Tail into the EX test. Can he find the room to just stand here and do some damage? He might be able to, but Aggressive's not going to have that chance. Monet slices him in half. Baboka spamming the my bad. Really nice stun of XXS, but unfortunately everyone's going to wake up a little bit too soon for that Earth Splitter to really connect properly, and that would be the GG calls. And we'll wrap it up for the round robin portion of the TI Chuck qualifiers. Congratulations to LFY. They had to come through the secondary. They had to come to the second open qualifier because they lost 2-0 to Keen Gaming in the